Hey folks, I'm Diane and I'm with my good friend Chris from Las Vegas. And Chris, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing pretty good. I just had a really productive day and just very excited about doing this next interview with you. So looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Well, great. I really like doing these interviews with you too, Chris. Now, Chris, you're going to be talking about time management and your priorities. And what does this mean? You know, people probably want to say, well, I'm not quite sure what he's talking about. So could you explain this a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. In the simplest terms, it's the ability to condense your most important tasks or activities into a given time frame. For example, if you are given only 5 hours to complete a project, you would break down all the important tasks that you need to complete the project within that specified time period of 5 hours.
Oh, I see. When I definitely have a time and a task to get done, I don't prioritize it. I don't stop and say, hey, I've got to get this done right away. Then what happens? We don't get it finished and we start having frets and frustration, and everything becomes a greater problem than it started out to be. You know, Chris, why is this important to have, and what kind of benefits can we gain from prioritizing and having a great time management?
Definitely with that, the important thing is that it prevents us from procrastinating, so that if you manage your time on focusing on those activities which are going to generate income for you, then you definitely are putting yourself one step closer to achieving your goals. The reason why that it's very important is because in our society today we're so bombarded with a lot of activities out there that it's very easy to get distracted, you know, and you easily can shift focus into doing something else that's not going to produce your income. And I know that there's a problem with most people that they try to keep themselves busy, but then they're just doing the task that's not going to generate any type of income for them. So that's why with time management you're able to look at all of the activities that you need to get done for the day, and then you have to list down which activities are going to produce income for you, and then you focus your time on working on those activities.
Great. Yes, I agree with you 100%. You know, your time is valuable, and in this business you can lose an hour easily, and once you've lost that time, it's hard to make up. So prioritize. Definitely do whatever you can to make your business easier for you. So Chris, how can they use it right away? You know, what's the first step?
The first step is to first of all recognize what are the most important activities you need to do that's going to generate some income for you. So for example, if you're in the network marketing industry, I believe that your most important income producing activity is prospecting and speaking to people who may be able to join your business or to give you referrals. So I always put that as the highest priority activity. And then the next step is to identify what's your secondary and what your third important activity is for the day. And for me, in terms of my business, the next activity is writing articles and creating videos. And then the third task is posting those videos and posting the articles up into the different directories that are out there on the internet. And then you have all the other tasks which need to be done, but they're not as important, like checking emails or putting stuff into folders and organizing things. So again, if I have 5 hours in a given day, if I'm doing this network marketing business part-time, I would break down all three or four activities into the 5-hour time slot. I know when I'm prospecting, I would spend between 1 to 2 hours talking to people or getting some referrals from them. So I would put 2 hours and focus completely on prospecting and making sure that I speak to them as fully as possible. So that's my highest priority. Then I would designate the rest of the time and fit in doing a video and writing an article into that. That would be the next step. And then the third is setting up some time to post the articles and videos all over the internet. And whatever time I have remaining within those 5 hours, I would then reply to emails, or I would organize things for the next day, and then making sure that I stick to that plan and not get distracted at all.
Great. Chris, you really have your day planned. And yes, that is a very good explanation of prioritizing and time management. Now, Chris, what would happen if somebody decided they didn't really need this kind of a time management? You didn't have to prioritize any of your work. What would really happen to you?